Teachings of Atharvaveda. If your mind tells you this is just another video, pause, because what you are about to hear is not meant for the distracted mind. It is meant for the part of you that has always sensed that there is something deeper beneath reality, something ancient, something powerful, something alive. And if you stay with me until the end, you will not leave as the same person who began this video. The Atharvaveda is not like the other Vedas. It does not speak only to priests, rituals, or cosmic hymns. No, it speaks directly to life itself, to your fears, your health, your thoughts, your unseen battles, your hidden power. It is the Veda of practical mysticism, the bridge between spirit and matter. And what makes it dangerous is not what it teaches, but what it reveals about you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that your thoughts shape your reality? Not in a motivational quote kind of way, but in a way that is almost unsettling. Like when you think something intensely, and somehow reality bends toward it. The Atharvaveda does not treat this as coincidence. It declares it as law. It teaches that the universe is not built only of matter, but of vibration, intention, and consciousness. Every word you speak, every thought you repeat, every emotion you hold on to is not passive, it is creative force. But here is where most people misunderstand. They think power lies in positive thinking. The Atharvaveda goes deeper. It says power lies in alignment, because a fragmented mind cannot create a unified reality. Imagine this. You say you want success, but inside you fear failure. You say you want peace, but inside you cling to chaos. You say you want abundance, but inside you feel unworthy. The Atharvaveda reveals something profound. The universe responds not to your desires, but to your dominant state of being. This is why rituals existed, not because the divine needed them, but because you needed them, to bring your mind, body, and spirit into alignment, to become a single, focused signal. Now listen carefully, because this is where it changes everything. The Atharvaveda introduces the idea that words themselves carry energy. Not metaphorically, literally. Sound is not just sound, it is vibration, and vibration shapes reality. This is why mantras were not prayers, they were tools. Precise, intentional, calibrated frequencies designed to influence both the inner and outer world. But here is the deeper layer most people miss. It is not the word itself that holds power, it is the state of consciousness behind it. You can repeat a mantra 1,000 times, and nothing happens. Or you can speak once, from a place of total presence and reality shifts. So what does this mean for you? It means your casual thoughts are not casual. Your self-talk is not harmless. Your inner dialogue is not invisible, it is shaping everything. Let me take you deeper. The Atharvaveda does something radical. It does not separate the physical from the spiritual. It says, your body is not separate from your consciousness. It is an extension of it. Think about that. Your health, your energy, your resilience are not just biological, they are also psychological and vibrational. This is why ancient healers didn't only treat symptoms, they treated patterns. Patterns of thought, patterns of emotion, patterns of belief. Because disease in this understanding is not random, it is often the result of prolonged imbalance, a misalignment between your inner state and natural harmony. Now, don't misunderstand this. This is not about blame, this is about awareness. Because once you see the pattern, you can change it. And this is where the Atharvaveda becomes incredibly powerful. It gives methods, not just ideas. It teaches how to protect your energy, how to influence your mental state, how to create inner stability in unstable environments, how to use sound, intention, and awareness as tools. But here's something that may surprise you. It also acknowledges darkness, not in a fearful way, but in a realistic one. It recognizes that life includes conflict, fear, uncertainty, negative influences. And instead of ignoring them, it teaches you how to navigate them consciously. Because denying darkness does not eliminate it, understanding it does. Let me tell you a story. There was once a seeker who spent years chasing light, meditating, praying, avoiding anything negative, yet his life remained chaotic. Why? Because he was trying to escape half of reality. One day his teacher told him, "You cannot become whole by rejecting what exists." So the seeker did something different. He stopped running from discomfort. He observed it, sat with it, understood it, and slowly, something shifted. Not outside first, but inside. His reactions softened, his awareness deepened, his presence stabilized, and then His external life began to reflect that change. This is the teaching. You do not transform reality by force, you transform it by transforming your relationship with it. Now let's go even deeper. The Atharvaveda introduces a concept that is rarely understood today. The idea that you are both the experiencer and the creator. Most people live as if they are only the experiencer. Things happen to them. Life is something they react to. But the Atharvaveda invites a shift from passive observer to conscious participant. It asks, what if your life is not happening to you, but responding through you? Feel that for a moment, not intellectually, experientially. Because if that is true, then everything changes. Responsibility is no longer a burden. It becomes power. Now here comes the part most people are not ready to hear, but you are still here, so you are ready. The Atharvaveda suggests that reality itself is not fixed. It is fluid, responsive, interactive, and your consciousness is not a byproduct of reality. It is a participant in shaping it. This is why awareness is the highest tool. Because without awareness, you are creating unconsciously, repeating patterns, reinforcing limitations, living on autopilot. But with awareness, you interrupt the pattern, you introduce choice, you begin to create deliberately. This is the difference between living by default and living by design. Now let's bring this into your life. Right now, think about one area of your life that feels stuck. Just one. Don't overthink it. You already know what it is. Now ask yourself, what is the dominant pattern here? Not the surface problem. The deeper pattern. Is it fear, doubt, avoidance, attachment? Because until you see the pattern, you cannot change the outcome. The Atharvaveda teaches that transformation does not begin with action. It begins with perception. When perception shifts, action becomes aligned. And when action is aligned, results become inevitable. Now here's a powerful insight. Most people try to change their life by changing their actions, but actions are driven by internal states. So if the state doesn't change, the actions eventually revert. This is why real change feels difficult, because people are trying to change the surface without addressing the source. The Atharvaveda goes directly to the source. It teaches, change your state and your reality will follow. But how? Through awareness, through intentional thought, through disciplined attention, through alignment of mind, body, and energy. This is not quick, this is not easy, but it is real. And now, we arrive at the deepest teaching. The Atharvaveda ultimately points to this. You are not separate from the universe. You are an expression of it. The same intelligence that moves the stars, beats your heart, breathes your lungs, animates your thoughts. And when you align with that intelligence, life begins to flow. Not because problems disappear, but because your relationship to them transforms. You stop resisting reality and start working with it. You stop forcing outcomes and start allowing alignment. You stop reacting unconsciously and start responding with awareness. And in that shift, everything changes. Now let me ask you one final question. If your thoughts shape your reality, if your awareness directs your thoughts, and if your consciousness is more powerful than you were ever taught, then what are you going to do with that? Because knowledge alone changes nothing. Application changes everything. So as you leave this video, don't just remember these words. Observe your thoughts, notice your patterns, align your state, and begin to live, not as a passive observer of life, but as a conscious participant in it. Because the teachings of the Atharvaveda are not ancient history. They are present truth, waiting to be realized. And if something inside you felt this, not just understood it, but recognized it, then you are already on the path. Stay aware, stay present, stay aligned. And if you are ready to go deeper into teachings that awaken the power within you, subscribe to Inspiration and Insight, because this is only the beginning.